Hello everybody and welcome to Kawagoe City here in Saitama Prefecture. And right now we are at Kitain Temple here at the Sanmon, right? Yeah, the main gate coming into a Kitain Temple, which this is the head of the Tendai sect of Buddhism. And this was an extremely important temple, still is today, but a very important temple for the Kanto area here in the Tokyo area. So one of the most unique things about this is the 500 statues of Rakan, which I believe it's actually 540 statues of followers of Buddha. And so actually it's closed today, so we can't go in, but we can get a really good view here looking inside the gate. But very, very impressive, all of these statues, and each one is unique with a different facial expression. So if you come here and it is open, I think it's about 400 yen or about $4 to go in, and you can really get up close to the statues. Of course, it's very photogenic and looks like the light is coming in really nice right now on these statues. So one of the unique things about this temple here. Merry Christmas, everybody. It is Christmas time. It's Christmas Day, actually. And you can see they're setting up, getting ready for the New Year's. They call it Hatsumode in Japanese. And people come to the temples to bring in the New Year. So they're setting up a lot of food stands and other things. Yes. And they've set up all the signs here directing traffic, of course, trying to keep everybody safe during the pandemic. But this place will probably be extremely crowded on New Year's Eve night, and then all the way probably a week after New Year's. So this is the main hall here. And we're going to go in and check it out. I don't know if we can film or not, but I'm gonna go check it out, and if we can film, I'll show it to you. Okay, see ya. Okay, so here's the view from the outside, and I think it's okay to film. There are no signs that say no filming, so I'm just gonna go in, but I'm not going to speak out of respect for the worshippers. Okay, so there it is, just a quick look inside the main temple here at Kitain. So we're gonna move on to the next spot here in the temple grounds. Okay, see ya. Okay, and so what we are looking at right now is the last remains of Edo Castle. And of course, Edo is the old name of Tokyo. And so why is it here in Kawagoe? Well, actually in the year 1638, there was a big fire here, and a lot of this temple burned down. But this place was so important. Let's see, his name is Iemitsu. He was the third shogun, and he actually ordered for part of Edo Castle to be brought here to keep the temple going. And so here it is, and of course Edo Castle was eventually completely destroyed through earthquakes and fires and war. And so this is the last remaining section of Edo Castle, which was again in Tokyo. So that just shows how important Kitain Temple is, that they brought it here to continue the existence of this temple. All right, we're going to go check out one more section of the temple, and then we'll move on. See you soon. Okay, and welcome to the last part of Kitain Temple. And actually, this is just to the side, and it's called Senba Toshogu Shrine. So we're going to go up here to the top, and as we're going, I'll explain a little bit about this place. So the first shogun, the first Tokugawa shogun, his name is Ieyasu, and he was living in Shizuoka, and he passed away, and they were taking his remains over to Nikko to enshrine him there. But on the way, they stopped here at Kitain, and they had a special memorial service, and then after that, they built this shrine here, Senba Toshogu Shrine. So it's kind of considered the big three Toshogu shrines in Japan. The first one is in Shizuoka, second one is here, and the third one, and the most important one probably is in Nikko, up in Tochigi Prefecture. So this is the symbol of Tokugawa, of Ieyasu, and there it is. Of course it's closed, we can't go in. And in Nikko, the Toshogu Shrine is actually a World Heritage Site, so extremely important not only for Japan but for the world. So internationally renowned, I guess. So anyway, this is the Senba Toshogu Shrine here in Kawagoe. Okay, see you later. Okay, and welcome to Honmaru Goten. And as you can see, there's a really nice rock garden here. And this Honmaru Goten, it is actually the only surviving building of Kawagoe Castle. So this used to be a really big castle ground, and this is all that's left, but you can see it's very well preserved. Still these old wooden floors with tatami rooms. So we're gonna go check out one of the most interesting places here in this Honmaru Goten, this Kawagoe Castle. I want to show you this though. There's a list of 100 famous castles in Japan. You can see the map here of the locations of all the castles, and this is one of them. Kawagoe Castle right here, number 19, is on the list of 100 famous castles. So you can come here and get your stamp. Lots of rock gardens in many different directions. And we're actually going to go over here and see the best one. You can see they got lots of tatami rooms here. This is where the feudal lords used to come and have the discussions and things like that. You can actually see here kind of a replica. You can see there, maybe making a plan. So anyway, like I said, it's very well preserved. The castle was much bigger than what we have today, but this is the main section of the building of the castle. So anyway, we're gonna go outside the castle and show you the view of the main entrance once we get outside. So anyway, see you soon. Okay, and here is the view from the outside of the Honmaru Goten, or the Kawagoe Castle. So you can kind of get a better view of it from outside here. Right there. And just to give you a little bit more information, it was originally built in 1457, but today's structure was added to the castle in 1848. So anyway, I believe really close to here is the Art Museum and the City Museum. You can actually get a special ticket that includes entrance to all three of these places. We're not going to be going to those two museums, but it's pretty close, I think just across the street. So anyway, one more time, this is Kawagoe Castle. Okay, see you soon. Okay everybody, welcome to the warehouse district of Kawagoe. This is a very old traditional part of town. And as you can see, it's a very busy area, lots of pedestrians and people getting snacks and food and things like that. And so the first thing I want to show you is just right here on the corner. There's a really long line here, and it looks like they're getting, what is that, sweet potatoes? Or it's like a cup with sweet potato chips. They're really tall, and apparently it's probably really popular on Instagram. People are getting their pictures for their social media here. So anyway, we're going to take a walk along this street, see some of the old traditional buildings, and of course that bell tower right there in the center of your screen is the main thing we're going to check out here. So look at this Starbucks here. Again, this is something that's really well done here in Japan. They have really strict building codes, so they have to follow the rules of the local governments, and in order to preserve the atmosphere, they have to use the traditional designs. So there's no dark green color that we know with Starbucks. Yeah, and so if you look all the way to the back, there's a glass, and maybe it overlooks a Japanese garden in the distance. It's kind of hard to see. But and there you can see the Starbucks design in kind of a brownish color as opposed to the normal dark green. Koedo there, that is a local craft beer that's made. And Koedo actually means Little Edo, and that is the nickname for Kawagoe. So Edo is the, as I said earlier, the old name. It's the old name of Tokyo. Was Edo. Today, of course, Tokyo, Eastern capital. And this was called Little Edo, so it had a lot of direct connections to Tokyo, modern day Tokyo. As I mentioned in Kitain Temple, there was a lot of trade and culture exchange between the two cities. And so this bell tower here is kind of considered to be the symbol of Kawagoe, I guess. If you say Kawagoe, definitely this warehouse district, and especially this bell tower, some of the images that come to mind. We see lots of people just sitting outside, getting snacks and enjoying this beautiful day. We have really nice weather. And there it is. So let's go in. They've got some information here in Japanese, and then underneath in English. And yeah, it was built in 1860. 1864, I'm sorry. Yeah, there was a big fire here in Kawagoe in 1893, sorry. And then this current bell tower was built in 1894. So, yeah, 16 meters tall. And then there's just a small shrine back here that you can see. And there it is, the famous bell tower of Kawagoe. And Kawagoe was a very prosperous city because of the trade between Kawagoe and Edo. And so these houses and shops, what's the name of it? Zukuri. Kurazukuri, yes. So they're made of clay as opposed to wood. Of course, at that time they had a lot of fires. Wood was cheaper, but it wasn't so safe. But they had so much money here. They really wanted to show off their wealth. And so they had this special design, like right here, you can see. Right here, like this clay. So it's really strong, not only against fires, but also just against intruders or people who wanted to come in. So anyway, here you can see this is the main street here. Again, it's, what's the name of it? Kurazukuri, yeah. Yeah, this is Kurazukuri, this is the main street. And of course you can see it's very crowded and there's a lot of traffic, and so of course that does take away from the atmosphere. But let's take just a short walk, kind of check out what some of these buildings look like. You can see that one that I just showed you. But of course it gets very crowded here on the sidewalks. And it goes for several hundred meters down that way. So anyway, I think that kind of gives you an idea of what this area looks like. It's very historic and well preserved, and lots of tourists here using it for their social media as well. So anyway, we're gonna check out a famous place called Candy Alley. So stay tuned, we'll be there in just a minute. See you soon. Okay, and welcome to Kashiya Yokocho, or Candy Alley in English. And we're going to walk down this little alley here. Has a lot of history. And yeah, like I said, it's Candy Alley. So famous place for buying sweets and candies. Especially traditional Japanese sweets are really, really popular. There's a lot of history here. Going back to the year 1923, there was a big fire in Tokyo in 1923, and it burned down a lot of businesses and especially the candy stores in Tokyo. But of course, the candy stores located here in Kawagoe really started to thrive because Tokyo needed these stores here in Kawagoe to supply the city with their candies. And so since then it just really took off, and it still continues to this day, these traditional Japanese sweets. Taiyaki, filled with red bean paste, kind of like a waffle in the shape of a fish. Rice crackers, yeah. You can see these stores are really old. Of course, people will buy them and just eat them right here on the street. There's a lemonade store. That looks pretty new though. And these are really, really popular. What is this? What is it? Fugashi, okay. Wheat, brown sugar, and honey. Okay. Looks like a baguette. And a lot of these places have free samples. So you can just get a toothpick and sample different things. So this is the original, maybe one of the original candy stores. So it used to be much bigger than what it is today. But even today, I believe it's around 70 stores. Yeah, this is real candy here. Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa. This is called manju. So there it is, that's Candy Alley, and I believe they have some information right here. Kashiya Yokucho, Penny Candy Lane. There's some information there, but going back to the early Showa period between 1926 1989, more than 70 shops located here, and yeah, a lot of history. There's some information in Japanese as well. So there it is, Candy Alley here in Kawagoe. Okay, see you later. All right, and so this is going to be the last section of our day trip to Kawagoe, and we are headed back toward the station, and we are walking down this street here. You can see it's a pretty long street, very wide with no traffic, just pedestrians, and it's called Taisho-roman Street. So the Taisho era in Japanese history would be the early 1900s, and so this street has some buildings and architecture that goes back to that time period in Japanese history. So right there, you can see some of these, that style of architecture. And this is a pretty long street, but to be honest, it doesn't have a lot of buildings in this style. Just a few right here on the corner. I expected more. But it's not bad, I guess. I mean, it's good to get away from the traffic and all the cars. So yeah. And then there's the the view of some of those buildings there. So anyway, I think that does it. There's still a lot more of the street left, but it doesn't look very promising. So this looks like the main area here of the Taisho-roman Street. All right, there's some cars coming. So anyway, I think this is going to be the end of our video for today. So thank you so much for watching. Do you have anything to say?
Merry Christmas.
Yes, Merry Christmas.
And 川越に来ました。すごい歴史があって一日中歩き回って楽しいと思います。よかったら来てみてください。
All right, so yeah, it's a very easy day trip from Tokyo or anywhere in Saitama. So if you have a chance, please come check it out. It's a very touristy city, so yeah, there's a lot of information out there for Kawagoe. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please click like and leave a comment down below if you have anything to say, and definitely subscribe to the channel. We're making lots of videos like this in Japan. So thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.